I'm Megan,
I'm Sarah.
and this is
K2K.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This show, Sarah, is something about what we both have. Both have this thing, and it's this month. What is it?
It is ADHD Awareness Month. The month of October.
It's for us very gifted people who think differently and outside the box and do different things and stuff.
Yes.
We decided to do it because, we live with it every day.
Yeah. And I think social media has done a really good job at making everything really aware.
Yeah.
But we just kind of wanted to cover it ourselves too because, we can talk about our own personal experiences and give, more insight about what we've learned as we've learned how to cope with ADHD.
Exactly. And there's actually a good association with it with K-pop, too.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that in the video, but we figured we'd start off with, our own little stories about how we figured out we were special. Because it's not something that's bad. It's a superpower.
Right.
So I guess I'll just start. When I was little, I was hyper. Very active, very hyper. And so I don't remember how exactly I got diagnosed, but I always remember I took a chill pill, I called it.
Yep.
And so I took it for a while, and I wasn't very educated on it either. I didn't really know why I took the chill pill.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because I was hyper, but I didn't know what for.
Right.
And I just kind of let it go after that. And I had no idea, people always say, it goes away. It does not go away. It's with you for the rest of your life.
Yes.
So for most of my school and most of my life, I felt stupid. I felt like I couldn't do things that other kids could do in school. I couldn't study. I couldn't clean. I couldn't do this and that. And it leads to very big depression because depression goes hand in hand with ADHD. And so, it was a rough road. And then just a few years ago, I revisited all this. I went to a therapist, and then I got re-diagnosed, I guess you could say. And then I tried taking some medicine. Medicine will work for most people, but not for everybody. If you can maintain it yourself, that's fine with a diet and exercise and whatever works for you. But I tried a few different ones at the time, didn't work for me, so I decided to just understand me and how my ADHD works, because I think that's the biggest part of ADHD is figuring out what works for you and what doesn't work for you.
Right.
And another big part of ADHD is the dopamine. You need to figure out how to make things fun that you don't like to do, like clean your room. You get a treat after, treat yourself. Go to the mall, treat yourself. So that's kind of my story, but the biggest thing that really I'm sad about is I spent most of my life feeling like I was less than because I didn't know why I couldn't do some things that other people could do, or I just couldn't how do they understand this so easily, or how math, oh my God, the math, is hard. But I'm trying to think, and I guess people always say everybody's got a little bit of ADHD. Everybody's got a little touch of you. It's or that's not a real thing. It's a scientific, proven, studied thing that exists. And as we both know, and Sarah knows well too, is women are just now being studied on ADHD. It was always men or boys, actually mainly just boys. Mm-hmm. And most boys show it more because they show it hyperactivity more.
Right.
Women can be very much more reserved. Mm-hmm. And a lot of women are now getting diagnosed later in life because they're finally understanding that, oh my God, you have this. What do you mean I have this? It's because we're good at masking. Mm-hmm. We're good at hiding it. We just figure out how to live. You're not lazy. You're not stupid. You have ADHD.
I think also with that, where they have just been studying women, in general, okay, not just ADHD, in general, they've
they're just now studying us, y'all.
Yeah, they've also found that women have a higher capacity in the brain. We use more of our brain to understand feelings and communication styles and stuff. So even if girls have the same hyperactivity level as boys when they have ADHD in childhood, they also understand what's happening better, and it's easier for them to mask it than it is for boys, if that makes sense.
We're great at masking everything in life. So we've talked about masking before several times, and it's just sometimes though I don't think masking can be totally bad, because if you're at work and you got to get through the day and it's your job to be happy all the time, sometimes you just gotta mask it away,
Yeah.
just to get through the job. But you shouldn't mask really who you are and try to be something you're not. Dun dun dun. Sarah, tell me your story.
There's a mosquito flying around.
I know, there's a bug. I left food in here the other day, and I forgot the food was in here. Now it's got a little gnat.
You all
thing.
have like a really good house, like where it is, where you can like leave the door open with just a screen.
Oh yeah, Mom leaves
to like
the door
air
open,
in and stuff, and it does really well.
Don't find where I live. Anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead though. Yeah, Sarah's story.
For me, I was not diagnosed until I was 31, 32.
Oh wow.
But as a kid, like, I can't remember ever studying once. I would just kind of, like, fool around in class, but still know what to do on the test and make good grades. I had a little more hyperactivity probably than maybe girls present with, possibly, because, like...
Yeah, I did too. I was one of the, I was pretty hyper when I was young.
Like
That's what I've heard anyway.
If I can get Mom to pull their behavior reports, we'll stick them as an image.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
that would be cool.
But,
I don't think I can, but that'd be cool.
I would just constantly be turning around in my seat talking to people. I would be like going around the classroom. I would be like doodling all over my papers to the point where I would get in trouble and they would mark off on me because I didn't keep my paper clean.
Right.
I had one teacher that she might not have understood what was going on, but she understood that I just needed like to move around, so she would let me be like teacher's helper a lot more.
Yes.
And I could like stand up with her at the board and like help erase stuff, and like I would go like erase. This is back in like chalkboard days. I would go and,
the chalkboard.
Like, dust the erasers out in the air and stuff, like in the middle of class, because I would just get done with my work really quick and then just be like, da 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 da, like what am I doing now?
Where's my next dopamine high? What are we doing now? Something fun.
I'm complete. Let's keep going. Like, and as I got older, that kind of like just going through things quickly and being bored a little bit turned into anxiety for me. So mine was a little bit more anxiety than it was depression. But,
well, I had that too. I had major anxiety. I didn't mention that. I also still got, I can get pretty bad anxiety. Yeah.
Which luckily for me, my ADHD medicine has helped my anxiety a lot. I'm also on anxiety medicine, but like it was just always there. My anxiety medicine just kept me from having panic attacks, but my ADHD medicine has made my anxiety lower, thankfully.
That's good, yeah.
But no, like, had, like, crippling panic attacks in high school. My high school didn't understand anxiety very well back then, or maybe they did.
I don't think anybody did back then, honestly.
But my mom came up with the idea of telling them that I had low blood sugar, because I technically did. Like, I would do, like, blood tests, and it would be, like, 30. So it was a little low. But,
a little bit.
When I was having a panic attack, I would go to the front desk. They take me into, like, the conference room. They give me 2 pieces of chicken tenders, and then my medicine. And I would just sit there having a panic attack, eating chicken. Normally it was cold chicken, which might be why I like cold chicken. But I would just be sitting there, like, junior in high school, mid-panic attack, in a room by myself, eating chicken, like, trying to get through the day.
That's hot girl stuff right there.
But I guess as I got older, like, especially my master's class, I realized I needed help because, like, I could not sit there and read. They would assign, like, 200 pages every 2 days to read. And I was like, girl, I cannot do this. Like, this is not...
I don't know how you even did that. I don't know why I said that.
I don't think I could have until, like, if I'd done my master's degree back when they didn't have online school, there's no way. But luckily, all my textbooks had, like, an audio feature. So, yeah, I could listen to it while I was, like, cleaning or playing games or, like, making art or, like...
Right.
A lot of the times it was when I was working, too. So I would, like, listen to it at work and, like, do my work, but listen to it.
That's also a very ADHD thing to do. Yeah. Like, last night, I'm studying, but also listening to K-pop.
Yeah.
I'm, like, multitasking. I'm also was playing my Pokemon card game. I was doing 3 things at one time. Mm-hmm. That's why I told you my ADHD is bad right now. So I'm really having a great day with that.
I got lucky because I worked in, like, a foster care agency, And a lot of our kids saw this one psychiatric nurse practitioner. Her name's Heather Stevens. Shout out Heather Stevens because we're buddies. We're good buddies now.
Friends, besties.
But she helped me do the assessment for ADHD because I tried somewhere else, but they gave you the children's version and wanted you to just give it to a teacher. And I was like, I'm 33. I might have my teachers on Facebook, but I doubt they remember how I was in class. Like, let's be real about this. Right. So, and also, it is true. Like, there is no actual like assessment for diagnosing adults with ADHD.
No,
really, there are screeners, and like, the screener is short compared to how long the children. The child's one is like, if you're using like the Vanderbilt assessment, it's like 8 to 10 pages. If it's like there are different assessments you can use, there's not a real adult one.
It's not a good one. I think when I told them I knew I had it when I was younger, that kind of pretty much gave them the answer they needed.
Yeah.
Honestly. So, but I still did like a test. I mean, I was mad. I can't remember what it was now. I was on the computer, but I kept messing up on the computer, and I'm like, I hate myself. But anyway.
That's what, okay, so this is random, okay, ADHD-wise, but our vlog where we did the eye doctor thing, I so badly wanted to show you, there's something called a field of vision test, and you're like, and you stick your head in this white bowl, and you have to look at one red dot, and then click a clicker every time you saw these white dots pop around in your peripheral vision. Oh my god. It gives me so much anxiety, because you can hear this noise every time my light's about to pop up, but if I didn't see it, I still click it. Because I know it's supposed to be there, so I know I don't do that test honestly, and I try so hard, but there's like, where it's like on a time rush, like, it just kicks in that anxiety, and I'm like, click, 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 like,
I don't even know, I'm just doing it, y'all, click, click.
Anyway, but Heather got to know me, and got to know my symptoms and how it's been, and then made the diagnosis from there, which is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to base it just off screeners.
Exactly.
But a lot of people do.
There's a book I read, and it's, I got some around here, and it was actually a guy. They said there's like different versions of ADHD, because he had one child that actually was more calm, was actually a good student, but had trouble focusing and test taking, very smart. But they realized that she had ADHD, because I guess several years before that, the brother had it, but he had the hyperactive, and then he got to realizing that his daughter had it, and then as soon as he like got him some medication and helped her out. I mean, she went to like Harvard or something and graduated, like the tops, whatever. But, it just shows in different ways. You don't have to always be super hyperactive. You be kind of more chill. I'm used to seeing more of the, I guess, hyperactive. Yeah. But I can tell you right now, I can look at somebody and watch them and know exactly that they have ADHD.
So a lot of my clients are either trauma-based or ADHD-based. And I was doing an assessment. And this is not breaking HIPAA, by the way, because, okay. So I was doing an assessment of a client, a younger client, and their parent was there. And the parent was, like, bouncing their leg the whole time and fidgeting and talking so fast. But I could tell they weren't anxious. So I was just like, because we didn't get to the family medical section yet. And I was like, by the way, do you have ADHD? And she's like, yes. And I was like, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
We know these things.
But it's like, highly... heritable, like you.
Oh yeah, my dad probably definitely has it. Yeah, for sure.
It's more rare for you to have it without having a genetic factor.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of it is based like there's no real reason why you get ADHD besides it being genetic. Like trauma, stressors, even like TBIs can make those symptoms worse.
Yeah.
But they don't cause ADHD.
Right.
ADHD, it's literally you're born with it. And
it's
like
a brain thing.
Yeah, like the receptors in like your prefrontal cortex just are not wired to process dopamine the same way everyone else does.
Exactly.
So either we're running through it really quick or we miss it. And where people most people they clean and they get done and they're like, yeah, I did a good job, and they feel satisfied. That's not the way with us. No. We could live in chaos and it not even matter.
No, but then we have to, I have to organize and clean and then not do it for 6 months. And then you're like, Then one day you're like, you know what? I feel like cleaning. And you just do it all one day.
Yeah.
And you're like, why me? But that's also good. Some other books I've read about self-help books and stuff is it does help having a routine and setting up a schedule routine kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just doing it.
Yes.
I make myself do things. Like, I don't want to do it, but And Tracy Otsuka?
Otsuka.
Otsuka? Her book, it's ADHD for Badass Women. Highly recommend reading if you're a woman. She talks about just making things fun, it's like a treat, like a reward after you do it. It's like, I clean my room. I get ice cream. I don't know. I mop the floor. I want concert tickets.
Ironically, the way I learned all my multiplication tables in one day, my mom sat me down in my bedroom and said, if you learn all of this, you can have this whole tub of chocolate ice cream. And I learned them all in an hour.
Yep. We are reward based people. Give us something we want, though. It has to be something we like, because that's the thing with dopamine. If we don't like it, we don't want to do it with ADHD. We don't want, if it's not gonna, hit that thing in our brain, we don't really want to do it.
Which makes it sound sort of like there's a lot of stigma with ADHD too, because people see us as either like lazy or either like going against the system just because we think it's fun, but that's not what it is.
No, it's literally something wrong with our brains, y'all. I mean, that's nothing wrong. We're special, but there's literally something wired different in our brains.
Yes. I think a lot of it is like back in the day, and I'm not saying caveman days, but I'm saying just like maybe like 1500s, 1300s, people had to be more like hyper alert in situations.
Yes.
They had to know how to react quickly and think quickly and make decisions when it was important. But that means when they weren't on like a hyper alert guard, they had to relax, or otherwise their brain wouldn't function. So like for us, if there's chaos, we are calm.
Yeah.
We know what to do.
Yeah.
We can get shit done. But when it's just like nothing else is going on, you have to decide. You have to plan a trip. I am not an itinerary person. Cannot do it.
I'll do it, but I don't like it because I like spontaneity.
Well, I like a little flexibility.
Yeah, I like flexibility.
Like maybe if you decide, like, let's go to these 3 places
don't
today.
Hammer me down.
That's an itinerary. For me.
Yeah. Let's try. I don't like being rushed though either. If it's like an art museum or something, we want to go. We don't want to feel rushed walking through. We want to take our time and look. That's why I hate like planning like events when you're on vacation too. Like we have to hit this thing on this day. Now we did like studio karaoke. We had that planned for like 2 days later, so we had time to do other stuff. And one day I had dinner reservations. I don't think that's a super big deal, but there are some things that you just don't want to have like really tight together, because people like will always plan things that are timed, and oh man, I need this to hurry, this time things. I have another something else I have to be at. Like you shouldn't double, I guess, or triple stack your stuff up, because sometimes it runs over. Unless, like, it's work-related for you, maybe that's different. But if it's, like, you're going to a business and you paid for something, only for this amount of time, like, oh, I got here 30 minutes late, I can't do it. No, you're 30 minutes late.
I think it's actually one of the hard things about my job. Like, even though I'm medicated for my ADHD, I take Concerta.
Shout out. Not sponsored, anyway.
Just a recommendation. I think it's very stressful for me. Like, I had to start wearing my Apple Watch when I'm at work because, like, I feel guilty. It's just weird because, like, I'm the therapist in the room, but, like, I don't want to look at my phone. And I don't have a clock hanging up because our walls are, like, wood, so it's, like, hard to, I don't know. But, so I had to start wearing my Apple Watch just so I could check the time. Yeah. Because I'm so freaked out about the time. Because some clients, like, I can't, like, if they have commercial insurance, like Blue Cross, you can't go over an hour. They won't cover anything over an hour.
What?
Yeah. And you have to have certain increments of time. So it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour. You can't bill for 50 minutes. So if you do 50 minutes, you lose 5 minutes. So the whole time in my brain, like, while someone's talking, I'm like, okay.
I know what you mean. I do that sometimes, too. And it's hard because also I feel like this is definitely an ADHD thing is we're talking to someone or you're in a group talking and you have a thought. And you want to say that thought. Yes. But if you don't get to say it fast enough, it's going to leave your brain. Mm-hmm. And I do that a lot. I try to get it out real fast. I'm like, okay, here's this thing real fast. Let me tell you, because I'll forget it if I don't tell you right now. Let me tell you this whole story now. I do that texting, too. I had someone say, man, you text a lot. And I was like, well, I just want to tell you everything I'm thinking about right now so you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I think I've seen, like...
Over-explaining.
When we edit our videos, That happens a lot back and forth between us. Like,
oh,
yeah. We're just like, then this, then just like.
You know what? This is what we are, real people, guys. And we just started doing this for funsies. We are not professionals. We didn't have practice doing this. Now, I did have my YouTube moment for a hot minute, and you did your online gaming stuff. So we kind of had a little bit of time in front of the camera, but nothing like this though. This is like we actually kind of have to schedule things. A schedule. Make some notes.
Work collaboratively with someone.
Oh yeah,
which is cool. But I'd never done that before.
Me either. No, this is we just both understand each other pretty well, I think, and we ping pong off each other usually.
I think one thing I wanted to ask is do you think social media has helped destigmatize ADHD or has it made it worse?
I think it's yes and no. Mm-hmm. I think it's both. I think it is amazing because it has helped a lot of, I always say women because I'm a woman. I can only really relate to that, and we know that women are very much underdiagnosed. Right. I think it's helped a lot of women get diagnosed, and now they understand why things have been the way they have been with them.
Right.
And then no in some aspects because people say, like I said, everybody's got a little bit of ADHD. No, that's not how that works. There's literally something wrong with your forehead, brain area.
Prefrontal cortex.
Yeah. What she said. Anyway, but no, that's 100%. It's like a mix. Like we're just talking about with Tracy, her book. It's definitely really cool, and it's I think empowered a lot of women. I think she has a podcast too and everything. Okay. So she's got a good sense of humor, and she just tells a really good story for women, and it's how it's it's a superpower. Once you figure out how to master it, you can do anything. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of, and like I said, medicine's not for everybody, but I'm kind of taking something right now, but it's a little bit helps with it, I think, but I just couldn't decide because some of them, for me personally, when you've lived a certain way your whole life, because you all will probably, if you start taking medicine, you'll understand this. I felt like when I was trying different medications, I told my lady my sparkle was missing. Yeah. And she said, it's because you're used to living this certain way. Mm-hmm. I felt like I was super numb feeling, I felt oh. But everybody said I was talking normal. I asked someone, am I acting normal? And they're like, yeah, you seem fine. I'm like, to me, I was I felt like the rabbits in Zootopia when they were in the DMV and there's a sloth talking. That's how I feel like the sloth, And that's not me. I'm the rabbit.
I was gonna say, I think most of the time people at ADHD are like
no, I'm like the rabbit. No, it's
I think we're women feel emotion so strongly anyway.
Oh, that's
ADHD makes you very empathetic, I think. And it makes you it makes us creative and out of the box thinkers, but because of that we're always also considering other people and thinking about
people pleasing.
Yeah. But yeah, cuz when I do take it and I have lost some of my spark cuz it's I don't really have the urge to stream games anymore, really.
Right.
I don't have that little creative let's draw something today. I really want to start my store back. I used to have an Instagram store, but it's just I sit there and I'm I have nothing in me is wanting to create, and it kind of sucks.
That's why I really didn't want to take those medicines because at the time I was doing the YouTube channel, I was doing the reaction videos, and I was like, man, I can't be bland the whole time, react to it. I mean, not that I fake anything, but I can't be bland. It just made me feel really numb, and I just didn't feel like me. And I have learned ways to handle mine. The medicine I take now is kind of more of a mood thing anyway. It's not totally for ADHD, but... And a big one, too, is your hormones, women's hormones. Your estrogen levels and your hormones affect your ADHD, too. Mm-hmm. That's what they always say sometimes. I think, personally, you shouldn't make any big decisions while you're on your period.
Especially, okay, so the reason why I wear my shirt is it's No Spoons Club, but it's basically it's about chronic pain. PMDD is very highly comorbid with ADHD for women.
Yeah.
They haven't studied why. Will they? Who knows? But they definitely studied that there is a link.
Yeah.
And PMDD makes women very, very emotional on our periods. Add that with ADHD and being on your period, and your hormones spike and drop and spike and drop. And
you get the brain fog, your estrogen dropping, and all that good stuff. There's just, we have a lot to deal with our bodies. I mean, there's just, you just throw in the ADHD part of it. And there's some people that say either ADD or ADHD. Now, though, they say it's ADHD. You have, it's all. It's just not really one. If you have ADHD, you have, it's all.
Right. Like, ADD is...
It's all in one package.
ADHD has, like, the 3 types. So it's, like, hyperactivity, inattention, and then combined. So ADD is just ADHD, inattention subtype. Like, it's... Yeah. That's how they diagnose it. At least in America, like, with the DSM-5-TR. Right. But...
yeah, but no, it's pretty... When you have... If you have ADD, you have ADHD. Yeah. You've got it all.
That's what it is.
You can't really escape all. I don't think there's any way to escape all of it. Because even... Maybe the hyperactivity, but still most people... can be chatty Cathys like me, you know. They just start rambling sometimes.
Even if they have the intention.
Do you remember that one time at the band camp when we saw the butterflies fly? You know, stuff like that, you know. I do like doing that. Okay, shout out to ADHD. I do like rambling at some people because that's how I get them to leave me alone. Yep. And usually old creepy men for me.
I get that.
I start talking to, like, hey, did you watch this one K-pop video? And they're like, oh, cool. Walks away. And I'm like, thank you so much. I can quit talking now. Yes. And we also, in the K-pop, you know, I think there's a big correlation between ADHD and K-pop because it's the music. We get, like, in a trance with it. Oh, yes. Learning choreo, we can hyperfix on it. And there's so much content and so much going on. So that's a huge reason I think we're also into K-pop. I seriously think, I still think we would have found it eventually, but I think ADHD also has a big role in that.
Yeah, because it just, like, fits, like, I think they purposely make it a little addictive for people because it's 100%. Like, it hits the right dopamine. Even, like, the songs that aren't, like, super, like, hyperactive, like, it's just, like, it's just how it is. I think... especially in Korea, where things are always, like, go, go, go. Yeah. The kind of music they make are for people to help them, like, inspire to go, go, go. Which works great when you have an ADHD brain because your brain is go, go, going.
Yeah, and I made some notes with the K-pop stuff. You know, the K-pop gives dopamine, like, gives you dopamine, rhythm, choreography, visuals, you know, equals stimulation. So we get that stimulation we need. The fandoms help us focus and belong and express our passion safely.
Right, because most of the time when we have interest with ADHD, we're just rambling to someone who doesn't care.
Yes, but now me and Sarah can talk about this together, and with you guys, we can talk about our fan stuff together, ladies and gentlemen. The hyper focus, love of detail, the lyrics, the choreo, the fan art, the edits. We all know that. And like we talked about Love Yourself last time, Love Yourself message from BTS mirrors ADHD acceptance and the journey. Yeah. And then K-pop is a grounding and emotional regulation tool too. I do, like, if I'm having an emotional day, I do put up my K-pop. I have some songs, you know, that are like, I think Mary and Emma, I think it was Mary that had like a songs at my funeral or like, she had like an emotional one. Yes. So, she has something that helps her when she's feeling in the downs. I can't remember what Emma said her, it was a, Super M song that she would listen to, like Bad Days, I think it was called. And so we all have our own songs. It just depends how I feel, like if I'm into a new song lately. I've been streaming, I put in my Friday Fives, thanks to Tammy, she reminded me of this song. I'd already listened to it. Umbrella by June from Ace. Yeah. I'm just in the car lately and I've been singing at karaoke. Been on repeat. You're gonna leave me, the weatherman said. Anyway, it's really good. But yeah, so K-pop I think is a huge connector to the ADHD world.
I think K-pop for us is like similar to Star Wars for other people.
Oh, like, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And it just, like I said, it intrigues you. It keeps you interested.
And there's lore. Like, they all have, like, storylines and lore that keep you, like, it's not just, like, about the music. Like, there's, like, especially with, like, BTS and ATEEZ and, like, even, like, 17 and Monsta X and stuff. Like, they have these, like eras and themes to the music. Taylor Swift does, too, I guess, technically.
Yeah, she does,
Lori's really into, my sister's really into Taylor Swift. Like, they went to Egypt, and as soon as they landed, she listened to the whole thing.
I heard mixed reviews on it. I haven't listened. I need to personally listen to it. I heard a lot of people. This is funny, I think, but a lot of people were comparing to like being very bland, and so they would put pictures of like white chicken and white rice, and like they said it was just not. It just didn't have. For the name Showgirl, I guess they were expecting more. The Life of a Showgirl. I guess they were expecting more from it. I haven't listened though. I can't really give an opinion on it, but I had seen a lot of people.
I highly recommend listening to Wood.
Okay. Wood, okay.
Because it's really funny. So she started writing it apparently like in like a different mindset than where it ended. It ended talking about a different type of wood.
Well, see, I think I heard that actually in something. That's what I was thinking, but I thought I had heard that.
That was funny. I like that one. I actually like the album. I think it's because like it's very Taylor Swift, and maybe that's why people were saying.
I was into her stuff when she first started. Which the other stuff, the new stuff's not bad. It's pretty catchy, but I really loved Old Taylor, the beginning album.
It's kind of like the old RM.
Yeah,
in its own way, like when it was kind of more like angsty and aggressive.
I just feel like for me, when we were talking about the Love Yourself Answer album and then the Map of the Soul 7, I feel like I haven't had any good groups lately that have just really had a good storyline.
Yeah.
Now that it's not I don't have to have that, by the way. I'm cool with some good music, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like I haven't had a group lately just gave me AT's, they kind of keep going with the pirate stuff, and they still have that going. But there's not really any new groups that have just had a good storyline. Or I haven't TXT had a good one. That's a whole moment. If you have time, and I have never fully understood everything, but they really had a good storyline. It was very interesting, very different.
Yeah.
So there's a few, but I just feel like, we don't see that as much anymore.
It's not as involved.
But as we know, life goes on, things change, but they also come back again. So, is this my new like vocal stimming thing? Is me singing things? Because I do that. If you say something, I will think of a song and I'll start singing it.
I do that too.
Or something from TikTok. I have become one of those people.
Oh no, the vining it out like.
Vines are funny. I found the Vine TikTok recently, and they just show old Vines, and they're actually pretty funny. Because I didn't watch Vines when it was a thing. And then
I didn't either.
Now that I watch them on TikTok, they're hilarious.
Will someone in the comments please explain 6'7"?
What is 6'7"? Yeah, it's all that and some joke going.
I've been hearing it the past 2 weeks with all my clients, and I'm like, I asked them to explain it. They're like, I don't know. And I'm like, then why is it funny? It's like, it's just funny.
Somebody help me.
No, that's not how it works. Like, it has to have a reason.
I do find my nieces liking things. Sorry, nieces, if you watch this, but I find them liking things on Instagram. I'm like, that's not even funny. I don't know. I'm like, that's not really that funny. But I guess we're at that age where.
And maybe it applies to their life, Like, it's just, like, funny and, like, a contextual.
I don't know. I guess it's like us. Not everybody likes things we like, so I don't know.
True.
I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, we'll get down to the more scientific stuff of ADHD. Sarah.
Okay.
Don't put any pressure on you, Sarah.
So, if you don't know what ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder. It affects how your brain manages attention, motivation, and self-control. So, people with ADHD often have, like, impulse issues, like impulse buying. I am very, very bad at that.
Stop. Why are you going to call me out like that?
They also have issues with, like, planning, organizing. We kind of live better in, like, organized chaos, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Instead of everything being in a perfect place, like, you know where it is, and if someone moves it somewhere else, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels off.
Yeah, like, I need to see everything out in the open. That's how we are.
There's also, like, decision-making paralysis, kind of. So, like, when you're trying to
I mean, a Libra and an ADHD person.
Yeah, like, it's... And for me, as a Taurus, it's kind of like... If I can't decide...
I guess we're kind of the same vibe, because
like,
Tauruses and Libras, I think, because we're already indecisive anyway, and then you add my ADHD on there, and you probably, like you said, the same, so we both are like, I don't know, what do you want to do? That's what we mentioned in our relationship thing. So we want someone that's going to be like, let's just go ahead and do this. This sounds great. Let's do that. Like, I'm like, cool.
It's not about laziness or being defiant or like being disruptive. It's about literally our prefrontal cortex just is not wired the same way.
Right.
It's kind of like, think of like, if you've ever had to jump a battery, But imagine if the battery didn't have anything connected to the positive or the negative already. It was connected somewhere else.
Right.
It was still working, but it wasn't in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, like, doing certain types of therapy or certain types of medication or
Yes.
certain types of, like,
Yes.
supplements even help
Right. Oh, yeah.
kind of reconnect one of those wires to where they're supposed to go.
100%.
It's not, as we said before, like, it's not something that happens. Like, it's not because you weren't a good parent or your parents weren't good parents. Like, it's not caused by nurture. It's
Right.
caused by, like, normally it's nature versus nurture. This is
Right.
nature. Like, it's highly genetic. Obviously, like, someone way down the line had to eventually have it the first time, but it's not, it's an actual development in your brain. You are born with this. It doesn't happen.
Right.
It doesn't, like, you don't get it from trauma, you don't get it from stress, you don't get it from being spanked. Those things can make it a lot worse.
Right. Right.
They can make it a lot worse, but that's not where you get it from.
Right.
It does look different, obviously, in children versus adults.
Yes.
Especially where children are already learning how to just be people in the world.
Right. We learn how to survive.
Yeah.
It was either a survive or not, you know?
They've never had to learn how to fight that urge.
Yeah.
To just do things. So they just do things. Like, it could be anything from,
Right.
like, setting a fire inside a home because they want to see what it looks like to building something
Wow.
crazy creative out of Legos. Like, it's, like,
Right.
total creative, very deeply curious.
Yes.
They might be those type of kids that are like, but why is this like that? And then you answer, and it's like,
Yeah.
but why is it that way?
Oh,
and then
man,
you just
the
keep
whys.
saying why and why and why.
I don't
like,
have all the answers.
I was that kid.
I think the biggest thing
I was
is
that kid.
is knowing what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think once you understand what I was like, oh, so this is what I've been dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
I think once you know what it was going on, you can accept it
Right.
and understand it and live with it.
Yeah.
I think it's if you ignore it and that's not real, I don't have that, that's when you're going to keep struggling. But I think once you just say, okay, this is definitely a thing, I have this, I know what I need to do now, I know how to fix my problems.
Yeah.
In a way. But yeah, I think it's the biggest part, really. Because I tell people that. I'm like, my niece also is on medicine and has ADHD, and she's young still, but I said once she actually understands what she's dealing with, she'll understand she can monitor herself better. Because you can see, kids have big emotions sometimes. They, like you said, they don't know how to really control those yet, and it's just big. They're bad kids. They need spankings all the time. No, they just don't know. They don't understand how to control it yet.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard.
Spanking, honestly, like, our brains don't really recognize punishment. It's the same way with animals. Animals
Right.
don't really, like, they recognize that if they get hurt, like, if they do something, they're going to get hurt, but it doesn't inspire them to be better.
No.
And it does fear instead.
Yeah.
So, like, for us, if you're rewarded for actually doing the good thing, it's a lot better.
Yes,
than the
we
other way.
like rewards. Give me some ice cream.
Yeah. Often, a lot of kids with ADHD get diagnosed with oppositional defiant disorder instead, which is a very, very rough diagnosis because when you're an adult, that becomes a different type of disorder.
Yeah.
That basically makes you a social pariah. So, when...
What does that mean, though? What does that word mean? Pariah?
Okay, so, like, with ODD, basically you kind of just, like, always go up the system. Like, a lot of... They diagnose a lot of criminals with ODD.
Okay.
So it's kind of
What
like...
does ODD stand for?
Oppositional defiant disorder.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah. So basically it's kind of like if you're told to do something, you immediately do not want to do it because you're told to do it.
Yeah.
But that urge also happens with ADHD.
Yeah.
But it's because we kind of want to learn how to do things our own way.
Yes.
So instead of, like, saying, like, put the clothes in the dryer, put it on high, like, I want to try a medium and do something a little different. Or, like, maybe you don't want to do it at all because it just doesn't seem fun. That doesn't mean you're defiant. It means, like, your brain just isn't, there's no dopamine in that. So
There's no fun. I don't, like I've always said, I don't want to clean. How do I make cleaning fun?
Yeah.
How do I make it fun? I don't want to do it. I know it's not fun deep down. But I know, though, at the end of it, though, I will feel happier. And, oh, my gosh, it feels nice to have clean sheets.
Yeah.
But it's getting your brain to that point, like, understanding what will happen at the end. Because it wants it now. Mm-hmm. It wants that good thing now. It doesn't want you to go through that process and then get it. It was like, you know what, we could just skip that and get what we want.
Yeah.
So it is a battle some days. Mm-hmm. I think I'll do good some months. I'll do that stuff. And then some months I'm like,
Yeah.
YOLO.
And also with, like, repeated corrections, like, if it's in a negative way.
Yes.
With ADHD, it trains your brain to think of shame instead.
Right.
So, like, when you're not doing your laundry and you feel like, I'm just, like, a lazy piece of garbage because I'm not doing my laundry, and, like, I obviously don't care about myself because I'm not doing it. But that's not
depression, anxiety.
Yeah, but it's not the truth. Like, it's literally your brain doesn't see the positive in it sometimes. Maybe it does other times, but, like, if you're not feeling good and you're not in the mood,
right,
that's not going to trigger for you, you know?
No.
But for kids, it's, like, a lot worse because they're still learning, like...
Oh, yeah, they just... I'm sorry, my younger me. sorry, little Megan. But, you know, I think what kind of helped me, even though I still didn't like studying in school, it was sports.
Oh, yeah.
Being... working out, exercise is really good for you with ADHD too. So I played sports. I was always busy. And that was kind of my dopamine high and getting me through the school, really in high school. But that's a huge one. You all need to at least walk some because that helps your dopamine. That's the easiest thing probably you could do to release that dopamine, really.
Right.
Walk 20 minutes a day. I don't know.
And it's a natural way to do it.
It's
a way that gives you positive benefits.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good thing all the way around.
Yeah, and if you can do it in a schedule, which I'm not good at, I need to work on that. But if you can do it in a schedule, it's like your brain expects that natural addition of dopamine.
Yeah.
So it isn't, like, constantly struggling to find it throughout the day. Like, it knows, like, at 3 p.m. I'm going to get some more, so I don't have to, like, feel like I'm falling asleep in a meeting because, like, I know it's coming soon. Yeah.
Exactly, yes. Oh, yeah, the excitement of something new. That's why, like, I like receiving gifts. Mm-hmm. I think that's part of my love language is receiving things because, we like, it just, like, it's that dopamine high. We love it. And, like, you got me something? Yes.
And also giving gifts for me, like, seeing someone
I do too,
happy when I give them something, I'm just like...
I'm more like, yeah, I did a good job.
Exactly,
you see that?
Exactly. Like, yeah, I did good. I know who you are. Like,
I think also, it could be just me personally, but I think sometimes as an ADHD person, I can be a little selfish. It's because... we relate to people by talking about our own stories and ourselves.
Yeah.
And so I think that comes off as selfish, but I'm actually understanding what you're saying, but I'm relating to you. I'm like, so let me relate to you because I totally understand that. And I might not talk about what you're saying, but I'm relating to you at the same moment.
Right.
And that's really hard because sometimes I have to work on that because I don't want them to think I didn't listen what they said to me or I don't understand, but I'm just telling you how I relate to that thing.
Right, like you're trying to show them that you do understand because you've experienced
and I care about it, and like, let me tell you why.
Yeah. Also, over-explaining can be really bad for people.
Y'all help me. I do it all the time. And text messages is the worst.
Especially if I feel like I'm not being understood.
Yes,
I will hit it and hit it and hit it. Like, it's like beating a dead horse, but I'm just going to sit there and keep beating it because it's just like...
spell it out for you?
Yeah, like, I need to keep explaining it until you get it because I feel like you're going to misunderstand and I don't want you to get upset, and then I keep going and then eventually people do get upset, but it's just like, I can't help it.
Let me just, we can beat the dead horse. It might come back to life.
There's also something, some people with ADHD too will keep asking questions in a different way because they, and this is something I do a lot, especially my mom calls me out on all the time, but like I'll ask a question and they'll answer it and I'm like, well, what about like this part? And then like, it's because I'm still trying to picture the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because like maybe you give an answer that isn't clicking with my brain, or it's not the part that my brain wanted to understand. So it's not really
and sometimes I think
it's that deep curiosity.
It's not the answer we wanted either. Like, are you sure it's not this?
Yes.
Are you sure it's not that?
It's like it feels off. Like
something doesn't feel right, but sometimes it is right. But you know, you just maybe you learned something and you always thought it was this way, but then you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this.
Yeah. But I put like strengths of ADHD because I feel like a lot of the stuff we talk about ADHD is like the cons. But it has its pros, you know, like...
Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Tracy's book, her book, The Badass Women. She talks about a lot of cons in that. Yeah, for sure.
But, like, there's, like, creativity, resilience, adaptability. Like, I feel like I'm very adaptable.
I'm telling you what, I can do anything anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe not rocket science, but I could try.
And, like, out-of-the-box thinking is very big. Yeah. Like, being able to figure, like, when you're in a moment that's chaotic, like... Some people might go logical and they're like, okay, what do I do step one? But for us, it might just be like, I see a paperclip, some tape, and like a cardboard piece.
Yeah, we can build a rocket ship.
Like, we can make the splint for this.
Well, I think that's why we did escape room for my birthday, and it was my first one, and it was just two of us, and we did like the medium level one, and we made it out with 30 seconds with minimal help.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that also helped us because we're just like, we see things that we're like, that doesn't look right. Let's change
Yeah,
that.
because also, like, pattern recognition,
Yeah,
huge
it's
with ADHD.
huge for us,
Once you
man.
put that pattern, that puzzle together, like, you know how to work the system.
I can't tell you I can't give you, like, road names, but I can tell you there's a McDonald's, and you'll take a left there. And then you go about a mile, and you're going to take a ride at the Chevy dealership. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't really give you the name of the streets, but I can tell you things I recognize and things I pass every day.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
That's so funny.
That was kind of it. Like, the only
Yeah.
thing with, like, adults, like, when our symptoms change a little bit from being children to adults, like, it kind of goes more into, like, chronic disorganization, time blindness, being emotionally overwhelmed a lot of times, or like maybe overwhelmed with like certain stimuli, because autism and ADHD are from the same part of the brain.
They can go hand in hand, really.
Yeah, a lot of people do get diagnosed with both. Because it's still your prefrontal cortex just not being wired correctly.
I've had those issues with sometimes in spaces of zoning out, and I call it's like wearing, like, you know, horses wear blinkers in races. I feel like I'm having tunnel vision. I start disassociating is the word. Yeah. I'll disassociate sometimes, and I'm like, okay, I need to focus back in. Everything's fine. It's grocery stores for me a lot of the time. I don't know why. Okay, the other thing, because
That's why I do grocery delivery or pick lists.
It stresses me out. I disassociate, and it's. I don't know. It's hard when you do that, because it's just, you get this out of body experience, and it's like a brain fog. As you lose like half an hour, like, what did I do for half an hour? Yeah. Why was I there? Who was it was so weird.
And also, like, people with ADHD and autism, a lot of us have certain, like, textures or smells or like things that might bother us. Like, okay. The one thing I have besides avocado and guacamole just having a weird texture, when I wash my hands, if it's, like, too dry of a soap, I have to use, like, a cream-based moisturizer on my hands, or my hands feel freaky. Like, I would almost rather them be covered in dirt than too clean, because they just feel like they're, like, stiff.
I hate dry. This is time of year, too, where it's getting cooler, and the dry hands, oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
my one little, like, texture issue that I have with my thing.
You know, I think one thing, too, I forgot to mention about ADHD is people don't realize there's a thing called rejection sensitivity disorder. And I always didn't understand why I didn't like when someone would reject me, or I did something, you did this wrong, you're wrong, or, you know, I don't like you for this it really hit me hard. That's why for dating and stuff, I really wouldn't date. Because the fear of rejection is there. But now I do it, but, like, it's actually a thing, and it's hard sometimes.
Yeah. The emotional rejection part, it doesn't have to be just relationship rejection.
Right.
Like, it can be in the, like, form of FOMO, like, just, like, if your friends go out and eat
the fear of missing out, for sure.
Because it also feels like rejection because you weren't invited.
Right.
It could also be, like, when you get, maybe you're an A student, but you get a B on a test.
Right.
You feel like a really bad failure just because of how deep that rejection sensitivity is.
Yeah.
No.
I do that a lot, and I've felt that so many times. But, you know, I want to leave you guys with some tips that I've kind of looked up and I've dealt with myself. We talked a little bit already about finding what works for you, but here's some helpful tips for managing your ADHD. Mindset is important. ADHD doesn't equal lack of discipline. It's about design.
Yeah.
Create systems that fit your rhythm, your ADHD. That's for you. Here's some practical tools. Make dopamine your friend. We've talked about this. Add fun or a reward to a boring task, which we talked about. Whatever works for you. Ice cream, foot fetish, I don't know. Yeah. Work with your energy. Plan tasks around your natural highs and lows. That's very important. If you're really feeling like you're having a down day, I really recommend working out, exercise, because some days I don't feel like doing anything. I've been on, my lady cycle this week. I really didn't want to go to the gym at all. I actually had a bad one. I had it on the supermoon. I am a witch. But it was very sensitive, and I was feeling very, sensitive, but I still went, and I'm glad I went because I'm feeling pretty good when you have that consistency in your life. Use visual cues. This is a big one. Color, sticky notes, whiteboards equals dopamine boost. I actually said, they always said, too, set a timer on your phone for a task.
Yeah.
15 minutes, take a break, 20 minutes, go back and forth. Especially for I do that with reading sometimes. Cleaning. Clean for 15 minutes, pick up, and then timer goes off. Do whatever, reward yourself. Treat yourself.
That's actually how I got through a lot of my master's reading. Was I did 20-minute reading, and then I had a 15-minute break. And then 20-minute reading, and then a 15-minute break.
That's how you have to do. You got to break it up sometimes, because if you try to sit there and just stare at a white wall for too long, it's just not going to work for you. You're probably going to pass out. Body double.
Yeah.
Work alongside someone, keep focus and anchored. That's why we ping pong here sometimes. You'll notice Sarah will keep us back focused, and I'll ping pong. We ping pong back and forth.
And also, with the body doubling, they have YouTube videos.
Yeah.
There are some people that stream on Twitch just for body doubling. So,
that's
they're
cool.
working, and then you can just, be there with them. And, you can still interact, so, they're there.
Yes.
But,
yes.
that way, there's someone there working when you're working. Also, if you have the game Love in Deep Space, they also do that with one of the actions you can do. You can just study with them or work with them, and they're, there. Yeah.
Besties.
So, they have a workout version, too. Yeah.
I'm going to download that ASAP. Anyway, do the next thing. Avoid overwhelm. Just take the next small step. It's all about steps. It's the mind over matter kind of thing. Don't let your brain, freak you out. Because oh my God, I have to do all this stuff. I have to organize it. Where am I going to put it? Just do it. Start. Pick up this dirty pair of underwear. Hamper.
Yeah.
Next step. Dirty pair of socks. Hamper.
Or if it's a really big mess, put it all in a giant pile in a bed, on your bed or something, and then just go where does this go? If it doesn't belong anywhere, chuck it. If you don't have a space for it, chuck it.
Hide it in your closet.
That's also something I do.
Just in case you're in a hurry, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Be kind to the future you. Leave reminders, prep ahead. Positive affirmations. Affirmations became a huge part of my life, too. Because what you think every day, you become. So think good things, not bad things.
I learned that the hard way because she goes to sleep listening to it.
You were wonderful. You were a great person. Everything's going to be fine. Celebrate the small wins. Progress is progress. And then here's our takeaways. ADHD isn't holding you back. It's guiding you to do life differently.
Yeah.
Why would you want to be like everybody else? That's so boring.
And honestly, without ADHD, we probably wouldn't have half the inventions or the progress we've made in life in general.
Oh, no. There's a few artists that we know in K-pop that have ADHD. Eric Nam mentioned, he has it. I think I saw Jackson Wang.
Yeah.
And we know Jungkook has it, too. There's several other artists, too. But, imagine not having them around,
Right. And
life would be terrible, honestly.
You can see how much creativity, Jackson Wang, does, when he
he's
explores
so
and stuff.
creative, man. And you're not lazy.
Yep.
Or broken. Your brain just dances to its own rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Embrace your creativity, your curiosity, your spark. I don't like losing my spark. I understand some people need the medicine to get through life. Don't get me wrong. But I really would like to try to do it naturally, so I keep my inward spark.
But if you need that focus like I do, especially where I talk to so many people, and with ADHD, when people talk for a long time, you just automatically start slipping.
Oh my God, it's really hard sometimes.
Yeah, for me, I have
so
to.
hard.
For me, I have to. But yeah, however you can treat your ADHD, do it.
Yes, for sure. What healthy wise, don't do something weird. Anyway, don't make it like something not good for you. Well, the foot thing. Anyway, here's a quote from Tracy from her book, ADHD, Badass Women. When you stop judging yourself, you unlock the strengths that have always been there.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta open another door. One door closes, open the 20 other ones in your room because you have ADHD. Close with your usual warmth. Love yourself, love others, and keep shining. That could be for me to say that, but no. Love yourself. I was like, close yourself. Love yourself, love others, and keep shining. And that's really one of the big things is just gotta love yourself too. Yeah. Love who you are, embrace who you are, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And really, once again, ADHD is not... It's not a bad thing. It really is. And once you understand what you're working with, you're like, wow, I am unique and I'm so cool.
Yeah. And I think lately I've seen a push on social media where it's we shouldn't be glorifying a disorder. But honestly, like, what do you want us to do? That's like telling someone who was born without like a hand or something. Like,
let's not glorify you missing a hand.
Yeah, like, let's act depressed all the time. No, I think we're good. I think we're gonna take the positives on this and like
we're here to it's to help people though. It's for them to recognize, because I would say, trigger warning, that a lot of people with ADHD have chosen to unalive themselves and stuff, you know, because I think they couldn't handle the pressure from people, themselves. And I would say there's probably a decent correlation between that too and ADHD. So let's embrace what we have going on and understand it.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with you. You just think differently and work differently.
Right.
So, yeah, like us.
And if you have any questions or if you are interested in getting assessed for ADHD, you can always comment or DM us, and I can help you find a provider in your area that does that.
Or you could just read a lot of self-help books like I did.
She was diagnosed in childhood.
Yeah, I was diagnosed in childhood. But, you know, I really read a lot of books that helped me, though, too. Like Tracy's book is really good. And there's some other books, too. Like, I think reading, what's his name? It's behind you. That white book right there. Look at the side of it. What's his face? Atomic Habits. By James Clear. You know, that's a number one seller right there, and I think that's a good book to read too. Even I don't think he really talks about ADHD, but it will help you build good habits. It's a good book to build good habits, so it will help you on your journey. I think very much so. So, well, we love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes.
We are ADHD beautiful people in the world. Anyway, I'm Megan.
We are ADHD badass women.
Yeah. Put that in your cake and eat it. I don't know. I'm Megan.
I'm Sarah.
And this was
K2K.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Mwah. Bye. Weirdos. I love you.